Let me see if I can get a co-host. Okay, well, since I can't seem to find a co host, hello and welcome everybody to Eliza's Havoc. And I just wanted to go ahead and say earlier, I remember I did a live and I was going to actually give some examples on how to actually release trauma. And when I say release trauma, I mean something that's super duper simple. It's not hard, not complicated, it's not even long. So, anyone who actually wants to know, it says two of your friends are live. I can go ahead and invite them. I'm going to go ahead and invite a few people to my live real quick. So give me just but
Looks like she's able to go live with me though.
oh, okay. Hey,
Did you mean to do that?
I kind of yes and no. I guess my spirit just said yes, girl. So I did not mean to, but I see that you're here, and it's a beautiful thing. Um, I literally just got done talking about, some simple ways for beginners of, their journey to be able to go ahead and release trauma so that they can feel more comfortable as far as the decision that they're making.
Mm.
And, just some simple steps that they can take that it won't even take them a whole 3 minutes to be able to go ahead and do this, and they can do it daily. And they will be able to feel a difference instantly. And now I feel like an info commercial, but it's so true. Um, so I
You
feel like
do
I just
witchcraft and
interrupted,
voodoos. Beautiful.
but I feel like I just interrupted your stuff though.
Oh, you're okay. But I mean, that could have been needed. People may have, stored trauma that they also need to release. So
Yes.
we were talking about like chakras and stuff like that. So they may definitely have some stored trauma in their chakras that they do need to release.
See,
Um, and there you go. That's who you hit up right there. Make sure that you follow her.
like
Support
here,
what she
all
got
the
going
way.
on. Support what she got going on for sure.
Yes. Supporting me supports you. And honestly, I'm all about supporting you guys. Because as much as I love the fact that my husband's finally getting on it, which is awesome because you could see a drastic change.
Beautiful. I love
My
it.
kids are getting onto it. My kids are getting in it, and I'm starting them very, very young. And
Beautiful.
honestly, I love the way that it's oozing and it's bleeding out into everything. Because whenever you can sit there and see bleeding out beauty and positivity and prosperity is different than a lot of the other stuff that we're gonna sit there and say the oligarchy has decided to go ahead and put out.
Mm.
So
Mm.
so with that being said, just in case anybody wants to know, I can go ahead and do like I said, it's quicker than 2 minutes. Won't even take 2 minutes at a time, and then I'm gonna try to figure out how to get up out of your space because I really do feel like I like intruded on you, and that's like I feel like I just somehow stumbled into your house, and I'm like, girl, look, I know I'm drunk. I'm trying to get up so I can walk off your porch, baby. I'm trying, but I'm not there yet. Give me a minute. Okay, so a really simple way to be able to achieve this goal is to actually take three fingers and to put them on where your third eye chakra would be, or honestly, just in the middle of the forehead, for those that aren't really into chakras, but you still want to release your trauma, which once again, I'm going to be the first one to sit there and tell you, you don't have to go out of your comfort zone to release your trauma. I will say that, at least not the beginning of it. Now, whatever you choose to do afterwards is up to you. If you would like some advice, I am more than open, but understand I do not tell people what to do. I drop gems. It's up to you to pick it up or leave it there. That is my job. I don't even tell my kids what to do. I give them options. Now, granted, the options do are in my favor, so I'm kind of like a casino. The house always wins, but
Right.
you still got the choice of whether you're going to spend your money or not. So, with that being said, literally just three fingers and you stroke them down the meridian, you know,
Mm.
the the forehead meridian.
Look,
And
I'm on
this,
shrooms, girl. I feel good.
okay, exactly. You know what? Man, look, when I tell you I've been trying to get there, I even sat there and got a book on how to how to grow and what to do to make the exact kind of shrooms that you desire to make, if you get what I'm saying.
Yep. I got you.
And I mean, when I sit there and baby, I can't wait, because honey, this is a journey I've been wanting to take. I've been wanting to take for a long time. Been wanting to take. Okay. And I used to actually tell my husband I was allergic to shrooms, and that was only because I really didn't want to eat no Salisbury steak. But
Girl,
I'm not. Okay, yes, I'm petty. Okay, I'm petty. The person I am, not as petty. Maybe not as petty.
but you ain't gotta put shrooms on Salisbury steak.
But honey, I didn't know that. So now that I've cooked the Salisbury steak, other than having some in-laws cook Salisbury steak.
Get some else to do it.
Oh, honey, no, I've made it myself without the mushrooms and stuff like that. But so, anywho, let me go ahead and stay focused. So initially, whenever you're touching where your third eye is, or in the middle of the forehead, and you take your hand, it can be your right or your left hand, it does not matter. Go ahead and use these three fingers. Go down the middle of your head to the base of your skull right here. And when you're doing that, you can either think it in your mind or say it out loud to your body.
This is deja vu for me.
Whatever my body is, whatever my body is, what is the saying? I'm sorry. Give me a second, y'all.
You're good. You're good.
I'll release whatever my body is ready to let go of. Okay, a lot of people fail to realize that, as we grow, we have stored trauma. This is trauma from childhood. This is trauma from your first experience with mommy and daddy. Heck, this can be trauma from the fact that you didn't like a teacher at school and how that made you feel. Something, your very first teacher that sat there and hurt your feelings. It does not matter. That we all have trauma that is built up in us. And until we learn how to release the base of a lot of that trauma, then that's one of the reasons why we always walking around and we seem to be so angry. Even if we sit there and try to relax, we actually don't know how to relax, and your body does not know how to relax. Your body literally does not know how to respond to the idea of relaxing, because you've never been given the choice. You've always had to try to protect yourself. You've always had to be on guard. You've always had to feel like you had to be alert, even if you did not know the name for it. You had to be, on heightened alert all the time. You had to be always, super aware, of your surroundings at all times. And that's because at one point in time, you were made to feel a certain way. And your ego actually comes into play, because initially this is when your ego is created. It comes into play to where now it wants to protect you from anything that's ever going to give you that experience again. And then us as wonderful Homo sapiens, we find out different ways to go ahead and get that same feeling, because why not? We are here to experience life. The oligarchy has us experiencing the downside of life. Still experiencing life, though.
Low vibrational.
That part. So because we're still technically experiencing life, it's not something that's really avoided, because it's still technically what we came here to do. So what we're trying to do is go ahead and get out a lot of the low stuff, so that way we can be able to be accepting and make room for the high stuff. A lot of us always sit here and talk about manifesting a lot of stuff, and we don't understand why the stuff that we are trying to manifest does not come here. And as far as that, I'm gonna make this really, really simple. You can't get something new if you're still holding on to the old, right? Yep. If you're still holding on to old trauma, old baggage, old negative feelings, old boyfriends, old girlfriends, old experience, if we are still holding on to what my brother said to me when I was 14 years old, and oh my goodness, my best friend looked at the boy I liked or the girl I liked, or did more, but honestly, that's irrelevant now because we're grown. Anywho.
Didn't I just tell y'all you got to release in order to receive? Spirit cannot fill your cup if it's already full. Spirit cannot fill your cup if it's dirty. Confirmation right there. Keep talking.
That also means it cannot fill up with anything if it's full of tar. It's not going to happen. Not only that, but understand something else. When we give, we're not supposed to give from an empty cup. And I have decided, now mind you, decided, not learned, I have decided that whenever I give, I'm going to give from an overflow. That means that my cup never empties. Okay. But you can't get there if you still got tar in your cup. So we're going to focus on. Yeah. She just stroking my, my little lion ego. But initially, what that means is let's go ahead and take the steps to be able to release. It doesn't have to be a lot. A little bit goes a long way. That is not only sufficient in cooking. A little bit goes a long way. So if we understand that a little bit goes a long way, let's go ahead and release a little bit of stress, a little bit of trauma, a little bit of excess weight. And a lot of times it is usually quite noticeable because we're so used to juggling. And so when you no longer have that weight, you're going to have to readjust. So, like I said, all we're saying is we're going to go ahead and stroke our heads 3 times from the middle of the forehead to the base of the skull here. Well, not the base of the skull, but to the back of the head. And in doing that to the back of the head, at the same time, we're either going to think or we're going to say out loud that I am ready to release whatever my body is ready to let go of. Or, y'all can make it your own. I'm ready to release whatever I need to get over. Whatever my body is ready to get over, let it be gone. Allow it to release. Y'all can sit there and style it any way you want to, okay? Mm-hmm. But we're going to go ahead and do that. I will say this. It's very, very simple. It's very, very quick. Like you all have seen, it can technically take less than 10 seconds. If this is your first time trying this, I'm going to say this slow because I know people are, they don't want to listen. I'm going to say it slow. Do that only 5 to 10 times. You are not going to be able to release everything in one day. Okay? Everything is not meant to be released in one day. If you do that, you will literally throw your equilibrium off. And if you throw your equilibrium off, you're going to throw a whole lot. There's a whole lot that's going to be out of order. Okay? 5 to 10. Don't worry about it. We all have a habit of looking towards the future. Okay? So we know that tomorrow you're going to be able to have another 5 to 10. As your body begins to adjust to the weight of the release, then you can ask your body if it can tolerate more. But out the gate, don't just sit there and do some wild and crazy. Oh, well, you know what? I'm going to sit there and do this for an hour because you know what? I got a lot of stuff wrong with me and I'm just going to get rid of it all. Yeah, you're going to do more damage than good. And good luck with that. It disconnected. Okay, well, but as I was saying, it actually is quite simple. It is not hard. It is not difficult. A lot of people tend to, want to be able to try to do everything at once. No, this is going to be something that we're going to have to do gradually. So after we're able to go ahead and do the process once again, just from the forehead with 3 fingers right here, go ahead and move these through the middle of your head to the back of your head right here. And in the process of that, we're going to go ahead and release whatever our body is ready to release. Something very, very simple and very effective. And afterwards, we're going to go ahead and give it a moment. Give it a minute to be able to feel the difference. Now, a lot of times you'll be able to feel it right off. Sometimes you won't be able, a lot of times, yeah, you will be able to feel it right off. Occasionally, you might not. Hush. No. Sorry, I have 2 dogs and right now it's nap time, or actually it's night time. And we're wanting to go out and try to jump the fence so we can spend time with our girlfriend, and that's going to be a no-go. Because I don't know who's driving out there, and I really do like them. So, but Once you're able to do that, give it a minute, be able to feel the release coming off of your shoulders, just coming off of you, and then be able to readjust to walking in less trauma, being able to let go of things. All too often, one of the things I used to hear growing up is, was, oh, well, just get over it. And whenever you ask them how, nobody can give you an answer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just gave you an answer. Let me go ahead and get my bestie back on here. But if anybody else would like to come up, please feel free. I'm going to try to see if I can get my bestie back on here. Because we were actually sharing a live there for a hot second. And don't really know what happened. Yeah, they kicked her off. Oh, my goodness. But if you guys are not following Holistic Intentions, oh my goodness, I absolutely adore that girl. You're gonna have to follow her. She is beyond awesome. Oh my goodness. Oh no, they suspended her. Oh my gosh. No. Okay, so now part of me wants to know. Well, actually, all of me wants to know how you got restricted and what happened. And I hope it's not something that I did. You're gonna have to find that out for me, but I want you to stay in here. Matter of fact, actually, can I mod you if you don't mind being my moderator since you're here? Please. You can't say no to this space. I mean, you can, but I wouldn't. I would appreciate it if you didn't. Okay. Yes, please. I want you to appeal it too. And if you're interested, I'm actually considering going back on YouTube and doing lives, but that young man that was there, yeah. So if you want to sit there and have a show where it was just you and I, and you could go ahead and talk about your stuff, I could talk about my stuff, and we could interact and then be able to go ahead and get some other people to come in, that'd be great. But that's on a side note. I'm just putting that out there. We can talk about that later. But right now, yeah. Oh, wow. That means somebody came in and was being petty. But yeah, I decided that today I had somebody else ask me if I could do a live and show them how to be able to do the process of being able to release some of the trauma. And the what I just showed them, what this does is actually it releases trauma that your body is ready to let go of. Now, well, that's what happens when you're so good, girl. I'm being kind of sarcastic because I don't know who you're talking about, but handle that. Okay. But I do want to say that is to release trauma that your body is naturally ready to let go of. It's tired of holding on to. It's already been resolved. It's already been worked through. Oh, I believe you, honey. But once you're able to go ahead and get through that, and then we get to trauma that your body is still wanting to hold on to, there are actually other methods and other steps that we can go ahead and take for that, as far as being able to work through that and kind of not really get rid of it, but change it. And if we can go ahead and change it, modify it to the way we want it, then that, allows us to not only know that we have the power, but to be able to feel our power, if that makes any kind of sense. So, initially that's what I was going to do a live about, but I guess I probably should put some, I don't know, I should probably put some kind of something out there so that some
finest natural ingredients and none of the things you find.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
Better now.
It's what makes Blue Buffalo unlike other pet food. We've got many different brands with different standards. We have one standard, the one inspired.
Yes, because I'm looking at your face and I recognize your face, and I'm like,
What state are you in?
But I never wanted to quit my dream of a career in IT.
I am in Kansas.
Oh, okay. I'm in Virginia.
But initially what I was talking about is doing some healing of trauma. And honestly, I've done a lot of the work. I'm not going to say that I've done all the work because I'm truly in progress.
Okay.
But from some of those, art or the starting process to where it's not, if they want to be discreet, they can.
Yeah.
It's nice to know how. I mean, one of the things I always used to hear growing up is, oh, let's get over it. And you're like, how do I do that? And literally, I was just showing that was very, very simple as to how one would. Oh, okay. You're drinking something. I was just like,
water.
Oh, I didn't.
Drinking water. Promise.
Oh, okay.
My throat got dry, so.
Oh, no, you're fine. I'm actually about to go, though. But give me about 45 minutes. I'll probably have another live, or I'll probably go live again.
Okay.
All right. It was nice to meet you and see you.
A big privilege to meet you.
Well, thank you.
Mwah.
Bye.
Catch you.